Ladies and gentlemen, happy Halloween to all of you. My name is Ron. I'm the host of the Wrestling Wire. How are you guys doing? Look, it's Halloween. You ain't got much better to do. Everybody's out doing their thing. Thank goodness I was able to fix that. Why is all this stuff changed on me? I feel like uh I feel like StreamYard's kind of glitchy these days. They're trying to change too much and do too much. It's awful. Anyway, that's 100% why I'm getting rid of this program. They just don't know it yet. They're being canceled. So, folks, let's catch up on wrestling. Well, first of all, we've been gone. Last week we had some things come up. Both David and I. David was getting ready to move. I was getting ready to help David. So we just were not able to, you know, we weren't able to be here. So it's been a bit. We got a lot to catch up on as far as wrestling goes. We've got some indie stuff we got to talk about. David may or may not be joining me. I have not heard from him since earlier today. I shot him a message. I I just don't know. So I was trying to reach out to him. I'm actually trying to do that now again as well. Uh, just trying to catch up on everything. So hopefully this holiday has treated everybody well. I hope you guys went out and had a bunch of fun, whether it was trick or treating or you guys were able to go enjoy time with the family or whatever the case was. Hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. That's the most important thing is enjoying yourself, right? So, what a wild week it's been. Wild couple weeks it's been in wrestling itself. As a matter of fact, um, most people are still doing this. Well, you got all these wild things going on. I- I'm glad to see AEW is doing great matches. Uh, that's good. I have not had a chance to really catch any AEW in the last couple of weeks. Things have been busy. And so there's that. But I have been doing my best to keep up with what was going on in WWE. Um, NXT is continuing to deliver. Halloween Havoc was fantastic. I sat back and watched that. I did catch most of Monday Night Raw. Tuesday night NXT, it is what it is for when I can catch it. Um, Wednesday night, I'm able to normally catch the first hour for AEW. However, last night I was just insanely busy. There we go. I'm asking now where David is. So just trying to catch up on everything and get him on air as well. See if he's up to being here tonight. Um, because I know it's been a hectic first week for him too, with the new job and school and everything, and new job and all that on me as well. So it's interesting. Everything's interesting, and as you can tell, even I participated in the Halloween festivities. I just left a trunk or treat, which is why I'm late tonight. Uh, Local church did a trunk or treat, and so I was the water boy. The movie, The Water Boy. If you haven't seen it, now that's what I call high quality H2O. If I get hit on copyright infringement for that, I'm gonna laugh, and at that point, somebody better message Adam. You just better let Sandler know because I didn't think it was that good of an impersonation, but people were dying laughing at me, because I'd go up to the kids with a cup, a solo cup, but they thought I was pouring water on them. No, I'm pouring candy in their bags. So it worked out. It worked out. I thought it was funny. They thought it was funny. So that's all that matters. Uh, let's see here. Raw, of course, was kicking and doing things. Oh, we got comments. Who's here? Max Carnage. What's up, buddy? How are you? Shoo. Let's see here. Gotcha. Yeah, David Escato may not be in attendance tonight. I have not got that information yet, but either way, Raw Raw was Raw, and SmackDown last week was awesome. I did catch that. My daughter and I were able to sit there and watch it. I'm trying to do so many things at one time because I've still got to load stuff for the show, which is the funny thing. Um, I actually did not have all the indie stuff loaded that I needed, so it's like we're trying to play catch up because we've been insanely busy the last couple weeks. Oh, that makes it even more fun, right? It's always about the fun. So either way, Halloween Havoc. Let's start there. We'll start with Halloween Havoc because NXT was awesome. Um, we got Trick and Ethan Page again. Solid matchup. Trick, in my opinion, is ready for the main roster. Ethan Page walked into NXT ready for the main roster. I think they just wanted to make sure that he was as good as he is before they put him over there. And in my estimation, that's the same place that they're going to put Obafemi. I really do believe that Obafemi is main roster bound. Um, uh, that's just what I see coming. I know not everybody uh, believes in that, but one of the things is the WWE does really well is they know how to make stars, and Obafemi looks like a professional wrestler. He looks like a star. The guy looks like $1,000,000. He can talk. He can work. And for his size, the guy's got an insane gas tank. So I'm all about it. Like realistically, I am all about that guy being on the main roster, mixing it up. I don't know where they're gonna put him or who he'd be feuding with. Uh, I wouldn't mind seeing him and Braun Strowman. I think that would be pretty fun. Uh, but it is what it is as far as what they're going to do with that guy. Hopefully, hopefully they do plenty with him because it's one of those things, man, where if you're going to have people going up to the main, you've really got to have a lot of a lot of faith in them. So what I'm doing currently is getting things set up for well, that doesn't matter anymore. That shows from last week. Huh. Hmm. Yep. I I am completely missing some stuff here. It's all good. It is what it is. Um, we're trying to keep up with all the shows that we've been working with and doing stuff with over time. So we're trying to make sure that everybody gets their gets their ends on this. A lot of the indie companies in our area have been picking up and doing some serious work. Um, I know there's been a lot of drama and a lot of changes going on in the local indie scene, but the reality is this: companies, especially in the independent circuit, come and go. You will see it happen all the time. The ones who run consistently try to make storylines that are coherent and can travel across the span of gap, between their shows. When you find shows that are like that, or when you find shows that run multiple times in a month or multiple times even in a week, and they still have continuity in their stories, that's where you see shows prosper. Cole Maccabee did a phenomenal job with Pro Wrestling Union, even to his last show, which was almost a year from his previous show. It was a several month gap there, but he kept you invested over time with stories on social media and on YouTube. It was easy for the fans of the company to follow along. Now, young Gavin Tyler, his father Jimmy Ward, Casey Leanne, AWL, American Wrestling League, CPW, and NCW. NCW? Yes. All three of those companies still produce content, and they timegate in between their shows with YouTube episodes or streamed episodes of their wrestling product, which, if you didn't attend the show, the last show they had, you now have episodes to fill the void until their next show where you can attend. It gives people a chance to get invested in the product who didn't know it. And that is fantastic. I love the way that they're doing it. XWW does a phenomenal job of it as well. The entire crew of XWW works a amazing production and schedule. That company runs more than anybody else I know of currently. You're talking several shows a month, and we're talking some shows. There have been 3 shows in a weekend with them. There's been Friday and Saturday. There's been Saturday, Sunday. There's been Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've seen it. Okay. That's insane to me, but it is really cool how they'll be in different places in the region. And when you're in different places in the region, you're picking up fans in extra places. And now those fans will travel to those shows. And I've seen it. I have seen it. I have seen the same fans attend every show in a month, and we're never in the same building, or never at the same venue, or never in the same place. I've my hat's off to them for how much they run. Now you've of course in this area in Spartanburg, South Carolina, you've got a show that runs weekly, and that's was called Asylum. It's now called Explosive Pro Wrestling, and I am interested to see what direction they go. I'm interested to see how their stories unfold. I'm interested to see who all's involved. I mean, I know a handful of people that are involved. I hope. Um, I don't wish anybody ill will. When I say something online, I am normally caught with a ton of flack because I have an opinion on professional wrestling. Here's the trick of this. I've only been in 5 years. That's it. 2019. December of 2019, as a matter of fact, was when I started in this. And in 5 years, I've worked for over 15 companies. I've worked in 4 states. I have met a ton of people. I've seen what works, I've seen what doesn't. So when I come on air or I make a post that says something about people playing pretend, not necessarily directed at anybody, but I've seen a lot of people pretend to know what they're doing. And I've seen a lot of people fail because they don't enlist the correct people in their circle. One thing about this business, I'm going to call it a business here instead of an industry, because I want people to understand that the industry would include companies like, AEW, WWE, TNA, and NWA as well. But one thing in this business on the indie side is when your inner circle is working for you, or working for the promotion, that's when it's the best. When your inner circle is working for themselves, that is when it's not the best. And that is when it's not going to prosper. I am sorry to be the one to tell anybody that's not how this works. I have seen so many people fail because they get stuck in that mode where they believe that what's best for them is what's best for the company. That's not the case. And for people that do not understand that, you're in the wrong business. It shouldn't never be about the talent. It should be about the fans. It should be about delivering a quality show to the fans. It should be about delivering a quality experience to the fans. Whether that show is a show where people got saved and testimonies were had and people got baptized right outside the wrestling ring. Been there, done that, seen it. I recorded it. I promise you. It was a great community experience. It was wonderful for the community. Or it's a show where there's blood and there's chairs and ladders and tables and all the goodies and cake sheets and baking pans and everything else getting used. That's an experience for that crowd. And they love it. Know your audience, know your product, and know what your goal is to deliver. Because if you do not have a clear, concise goal of what you want to deliver at the end of the show, your audience isn't going to identify with you, and it's not going to resonate with your audience. That's why I know, and people hear me say, oh, well, you only work with certain. That is not the case, that I only work with certain people. There are certain people I refuse to work with. That is because their principles or their morals do not align with mine. That's one. Respect is huge. When you have a company where they will spread so much misinformation and go and lie on people and lie on where they were trained and lie on training and lie on everything else and lie to their talent and not pay their talent or not pay their talent properly, like shorten. Oh, here, curtain pulled back. They tell you one price and they give you an envelope and it's light. That's not how this works. Or you agree to a price and they pay you and it's light. That's not how this. That's not good business at all. Been there, done that. I, the difference in me is that when I needed pro wrestling and I needed that audience and I needed that adrenaline and I needed that pump in my heart, I needed everything I got from this, and I got everything I needed from this. I'm in a completely different place and I am well at peace with what I've said, what I've done, where I've been. I am at peace with all of it when it comes to pro wrestling. As much as I love it, and as much as I will still help and still work shows for any company that calls me and wants to make a good deal and whatever the case is, I need them to also understand that I don't have to do this anymore. I'm not at that particular place. I'm not at that place in my life anymore where I have to have this to exist. It at one point it had become a part of me and it was how I was identified. And I don't want that to be how I'm remembered, if that makes sense. I would rather be remembered for other things. That's just me. I'm going to catch up on comments real quick. Let's see here. It is sad. There's a lot. Cole Maccabee is awesome. I love Cole to death. In all honesty, Cole has been one of my favorite people, period, in this life that I've ever met. Uh, I have a lot of respect for him and his opinions, and he's been a great soundboard. Cole Maccabee, I started a new job on Monday, and it's really funny. One of very few people, he reached out to me and, hey, brother, how's the first day going? Congratulations, and I hope it goes well. And I appreciated that so much. Like I say, he was one of the very few people. So, that did that. I had, David Escato and them as well. And, of course, I wished him well. It was his first day at on the same day. Both of us started new journeys on Monday. But yeah, super great for Cole for that. NAWA is awesome, dude. I know the owner, good man. I if if NAWA called me to do stuff with them, I would definitely have that conversation. I do think highly of them because they run pretty consistently, uh, and they're booking decent talent. Tommy Scott, man, how are you? The Manny Mac spear off the top of the ladder was fantastic. I saw the video from your dad, and it was fantastic. So I really did enjoy that. I wish I could have been there. I would have loved to have been there. I would have loved to announce that show. However, the stars just did not line up for that. XWW has multiple top tier shows every month. I entirely agree. Missy Childers said, I love XWW as well. Missy, I love that company as well. They're a fun company to work with. Luke Childers chimed in. That is your host of The Bottom Line. Be sure you check him out. Jamie Boland chiming in. What's up, man? Dude, I was just in Virginia Friday. You have the same jersey. So this is not mine. I actually the way that went is I had no idea what I was going to do for this trunk or treat. And I was asked, they were like, hey, so you're going to do the trunk or treat? And I was like, sure, I guess, fine. And I will be there. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, you should do something football related. And I was like, it's funny you mentioned that. I was actually thinking about doing the Water Boy, Bobby Boucher. And she goes, hold up, I'll be right back. She went to her room, went to her closet, and got out this jersey. So this is my friend's jersey, and she let me borrow it, and I got to give it back to her, obviously. So I'll give it back to her next time I see her. But it was just so cool. So I made 4 signs and hung them up. I had a water cooler, and I, dunked the cup in there to get poured the candy for the kids. And I had a little steamer pot over here, like I was boiling water. Well, that was just little kid snacks like gummies and goldfish, and animal crackers. You got to have something for everyone. Not all the kids want, the candy. They wanted that stuff. There's a core group of fans no matter what. Yes, I agree. They are always there. You guys, the Braswells, Jamie Weatherly. There's a handful of them, and love to see them. Really do. I am not wearing a Clemson jersey. This is a Water Boy jersey. It's a Bobby Boucher jersey. It's from the movie. What do I want to be remembered for, dude? I honestly, I want to be remembered for being a good person. I want to be remembered for being a good dad, a good father to my kids. Um, and I just want to be remembered for being a respected man. That's realistically it. I don't have a mark that I plan on leaving on the world, but I want to make sure that if there's ever a case where somebody calls me, and it's been people that I've may or may not even get along with, but I want to be remembered as that person that if you called on Ron, then Ron was there. Whether it was, you know, something's broken, you need help in fixing it, or something went bad and you needed some help some other way, or whatever. That's what I want to be. Kylan, I greatly appreciate the compliment, man. It is crazy. A lot of the times my realism gets me in trouble, but I greatly appreciate it anyway. Uh, Cole has also been sending him stuff to help with Carolina's promotion channel. He started right. I've made a few recommendations as well. I know there's some stuff that um I know there's some stuff he's trying to do, and him and I have talked, and I've I've got no problem supporting and helping him wherever I can when it comes to that. That's just yet again, it's it's about the love of wrestling, and it's a passion. So it's just something I want to do to help. Bro, I was in Charlottesville, so I was a ways away from you. I started in Danville, went to there, and then went to Charlottesville. Then I left Charlottesville and drove home. I did about just under 700 miles that day. I think I was in my truck for like 12 hours. Headed to Knoxville. Wow, have fun with that. Enjoy the game, bro. Am I going to WrestleCade? No, I will not be at this time. I will not be in WrestleCade, man. Um, I don't want to tell anybody I'm going to be somewhere where I'm not going to be. I know that as of right now, the next time you can see me live is going to be November the 16th in Marion, North Carolina for HWA Collision Course. I will be there. Um, Sounds like you want to be a love God, love people kind of guy. Yes, exactly. I'd I would rather be remembered for that than I would anything else on this planet. And for the most part, the only thing I was remembered for prior to the last couple of years probably was being a ruthless, callous, cold, and calculating a-hole. So that is just the evolution of Ron. So we'll just call it that. Let's see here. And it's true if you need anything and I call you normally. Yes, right. I know. I I appreciate that. And it's just it's just how I do, man. Like the you and we've had a gag with me and your family have had a gag. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a long running joke there. And nothing but respect to your family. And dude, I get along with your entire family. So it's cool. Um I've I've never told anybody I would not help them. However, there are some people that have to pay for my help. And that is a legit thing when it comes to wrestling because those people were already informed of how to do better. And it was uh told what they needed to do, how they needed to adjust, and what they needed to change because they wanted to go up a level. Everything I said was ignored. Cool. If you call me again, now you have to pay for that same answer. That's just how it goes. Cole had one of the best shows in SC I've ever been to. Brother, you are not wrong. A lot of fun at that show. I know there are a lot of people feel that way about you. I agree. I've not always agree with you, but you've grown on me, and Missy, I greatly appreciate that. Like I said, a lot of things I did was based on the entertainment side of this wrestling thing, the wrestling pod. I'm not a newscaster. I'm an in, I did this as entertainment. I never did this to be informative. I did this to be entertaining. That's the difference. Um, Hate to rush off 6 a.m. Brother, I hear you, man. You have a good one. Uh, Jamie, I greatly appreciate that, dude. You have a good one. And yeah, I don't necessarily reach out to a lot of people. Uh, I have my inner circle is a dot. Okay, it's a period. Uh, I speak with I speak with very few people, especially when it comes to certain aspects of my life. There are certain things I really don't care that people know about. I could care less about, people knowing about the divorce or whatever. One thing I will tell everybody that nobody knew was that actually I was unemployed from July 8th until Monday. Nobody knew that. You know why? Or very few people knew that, because I didn't want anybody to feel sorry. I didn't want anybody to feel some type of way. Nuh-uh. I'm grown. I will figure this life out. I figured it out. I still stood there, stood beside friends. I still took care of people, and I still did everything I could for anybody else on this planet. What did it cost me? Everything. What did it gain me? Everything. That's the reality. That is the reality. Um, Jamie, you have a safe trip though. Definitely, man. Be very careful. I know the roads are still messed up from the hurricane, so please be careful. Uh, my nephew, actually, Michael said, "You are a good father. Doesn't matter what anyone says. I don't worry about what they say anyway. You're a good person. One of my favorite uncles, dude. I appreciate that. Really do, man. You guys are always welcome. To come and hang out. I hope to get you guys over here for a show where I'm working, so you guys get to kind of see, what's out there in this world. Because trust me when I tell you, just the promotions where you are is not everything that's there. Because I know some of the promotions that run where you are. A job well done. Missy, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. But dude, everything's been kind of nuts. Like I say, NXT was on fire. If you did not get a chance to check out Halloween Havoc, please go look it out. And because you will be enjoying it. Am I excited about what 2025 indie wrestling has to offer with WWE ID? So I'm going to be very realistic when I say this to people. It is huge that they are going to turn to some indie companies and training schools in the areas to help find and develop new talent. That is excellent. However, people tend to get hung up on things, and they tend to get hung up bad on things. It is one in a million for people that get to go to wrestling, to get to go and become a wrestler in this planet. Look at the population of this planet, and then look at the number of active wrestlers with life changing contracts. Okay. I love so many people in this area, and I think that there are so many talented wrestlers in this area. If I had to pick 5 or 10 of them that could do this forever, I can name them. But I can also name to you some of the people that should be on production staff because they know what they're looking for and they know their production side of things. I also know people that would be fantastic as referees. I know people that would be great as ring crew. I Not everybody's going to get the spotlight treatment. As great of a wrestler as they may or may not be, as a great of an entertainer as they may or may not be, that opportunity may never come. And I don't want them to feel like a failure because of that. I think that's my big hang up on it, in all honesty. Because if there is a person who feels like they failed because they didn't make it to the E or they didn't make it to uh, AEW or they didn't make it to TNA or they didn't make it to NWA and they feel like they failed, did you though? You had 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years on the indie scene. You traveled around, you met a million people, you took a million pictures, you shook a million hands, you signed countless autographs, you sold t-shirts, you had a great time doing something you were passionate about. You got paid for a passion. That is epic to me. That is amazing. It's wonderful. But it's like, one second. I don't want people to feel bad that they don't hit the level that they want to hit. I want people to feel accomplished and achieve whatever they want to achieve, but also be grateful for what you do achieve. I will gladly use myself as the example for this. After working the first year or two, I never expected, big crowds and big paydays and working with legends and working with stars that I've worked with, and I've gotten it. So I don't take any of this for granted. I look at this all as a gift that I was given, and it put life back into me and made me realize that there was more to life than what I was doing, which was, no lie, sitting here in this, pretty much in this chair, playing video games and watching TV. I wasn't doing anything. It got me out and got me meeting people and got me doing all these things. And I've loved 90% of my time in wrestling. Easily 90, maybe 95% of my time in wrestling. I regret 2 shows. Yeah, I regret 2 shows. I'll say that. I regret 2 shows. And that's it. Just 2. Um, and I've got no problem saying that. I regret 2 shows. 2 bookings I never should have taken. And I know they say never. I'll probably never work for them people again, and that's fine. Um, I don't want to, and nor would they want to pay me to do it, because I would cost them more money than they'd make off the show, which is pretty much been the case when I worked for them anyway. So there's that. There is that to keep in mind. Um, let's see here. But yeah, I'm definitely excited with that. I hope to see more places get involved with that. I like the initial list, but there could be more. There could be way more places that get into it, and if they do, that's great for them because it's bringing more eyes to their product. When you're the Nightmare Factory, you already have eyes. When you're Black and Blue, you already have eyes on you. Those schools were all notoriety schools. Why Dr. Tom's school wasn't on there is beyond me. Kane is in the Hall of Fame. That Dr. Tom Pritchard in Tennessee, that should be on there. 100%. Um, I don't even think OVW was on that list. Right. I don't think so. There are so many places that should be on that list. And there's a lot of places that could be on that list. The problem that a lot of people are having with reputable wrestling schools is this. And once again, I love the talent that I know, and I love a lot of the people that I work with. I'm not going to say that I don't, but when it comes to that next level, don't you think you ought to be trained by somebody who was on that stage? Just a thought. If every teacher wants their student to become better, right? That's life. That's teachers. That's a teacher's existence. Well, if they only made it to the indie circuit, never really did anything on TV, and your student gets an extra spot, they've surpassed you. So that's a success for you. But are you really able to train them for that level? Are you able to train them and get them ready for that spot? You see what I mean? Uh, I could see Lodi's school being picked up. I could potentially see JD Drake from AEW. I could see the school that he was involved in getting picked up at APW. I could see a lot of places getting picked up for this. The one in Greenville, I can't think of the guy's name. Um, it's just how people are, man. I really do feel like that the ID spot could be good. Happy Halloween to you, Scott Larson. Hashtag truth has come back. Um, I do not know the schedule, Scott, and I'm sorry I did not get to tune in on your first episode back, my friend. But just know I'm behind you 100%. Call me if you need anything, and we need to talk anyway because I've got another program. I'll have to show you off air, but I've got another program I use. It's cheaper than StreamYard. Um, we're actually building that program up, like getting all of our stuff moved to it, so we have everything, and it'll be a flawless and seamless transition from StreamYard to the new program. Um, and it's almost 50% cheaper for the package I bought. It's almost 50% cheaper, and it's got more meat to it from what I understand. So I'm interested to see how that works. I'd be very surprised if Firestar Pro Wrestling School, right? There's another one because that's where Javon Evans came from. I believe that there's a lot of that. A lot of people may or may not know this. Gabe Zapolsky is doing tours throughout the regions. Whenever he goes anywhere, he checks out indie shows. He checks out training seminars. He runs training seminars. There's a lot. Uh, so anybody who gets a chance to book Gabe Zapolsky for a seminar, understand that you're probably also getting your eyes on your school and your eyes on your stuff. So it's how we do it. It's how we do it. Let's see here. There are wrestlers who are indie superstars. Oh, I agree, man. There are people down here who get recognized. I have not been a fan of the very select few times I've gotten recognized, including in a Walmart, were just weird to me, but it was still cool. You want to say hi and you want to be polite, you want to do all that. But man, I've seen interactions with some of these indie guys. When we've been out, people recognize them or know them or whatever, and it's like this is crazy. But it's very cool. We already spoke about that. Can they put this as part of the way of getting more people in their door, not just fans, but wrestlers? They could, man. They really could. I think the way that they want to do this is faster turnaround time to see who does and who doesn't work. When these people when these indie cats get contracts with WWE, they may or may not have a good term on them. They may have a early exit clause. They may have your released clause where they get X amount of money for the time remaining, or they get whatever. All of these things come into play, dude. So with a revolving door of indie talent that these folks could utilize, I don't know if that helps the business model or hurts the business model. I'm not sure which direction to lean on that one yet. It's obviously this whole thing is in its infancy. We're going to have to see how it pans out and plays out. Honestly, by the third crop, the third round of people that they bring in, we're going to know whether or not it works or it doesn't work. you have indie wrestling and you have professional wrestling. Okay. Some of the stuff we see on the indies is silly, right? It's just it's over the top, it's exacerbated, it's all these things. But is it professional to the level that they want? Do you care about being what they want? If your dream is to become as big as you can, then why would you want to make the local shows look silly with stupid matches or stupid gimmicks or stupid um antics in the ring? Like, there are some spots that are just done randomly and they're funny on occasion. That's fine. It's fine to comedically break things up every now and then. That's perfectly okay. But if you run the same spots every single week, every single time you're in a match, every single place you go, uh, I don't know. I don't know. Right. So I'm just not a fan of the way StreamYard doubled their price, but didn't give me any more utility. They gave me zero extra utility. That was my gripe against them. Man, I appreciate that, Scott. I really do. Um, hit the share, hit the like. Be sure you're following on the Wrestling Wire. It's appreciated. Trust me. Um, well, guys, it's 9 o'clock. We're gonna go ahead and hit that indie stuff and see what we got coming up very soon. Coming up in November, you have got, I know it says September on the poster. I don't have a new poster to give you. And I can't confirm or deny who all is on the show. I can just tell you that there is a show. From what I recall, Hoss Haygood and Chris Fix will be there. Ken Magnum and Lodi will be there. Those I know. Uh, or at least that's what was told to me last, is that that's going to be happening. So we're going to go with that. This is, I know it says October. Understand this. This is coming up next weekend in Sylvan, North Carolina. Shop with a Cop. It's going to be at the same place, Jackson County Rescue Squad in Sylvan, North Carolina. Guys, go check it out. It's a great cause. There are so much going, there's so much good stuff that happens there. It's really a great family friendly show. It's definitely worth checking out. Now, coming up on the 16th, Marion, North Carolina, at the Box Factory, you have got a last man standing matchup. This is a rematch. Frankie Kazarian last time was bested by Spotlight Scotty Brooks. When he challenged him for that Ring of Fire Heavyweight Championship. I wonder if the TNA legend will have the same fate. You'll also be able to see Angel Angels, Caleb Crocker, Chris Hamrick, Whiskey Business, the living legend Mickey Richards, and the HWA Heavyweight Champion Big Country. Once again, your main event that night, Spotlight Scotty Brooks, Frankie Kazarian. It is a last man standing matchup. Coming up later in November. Oh, it's actually the very next day on a live internet pay-per-view, Sunday the 17th, Roku TV, XWW, Death to the Queen. It is a death match tournament. This is going to be bloody, brutal, and unbelievably bold. That's how it goes. You see, you thought I was going to say something naughty, didn't you? You really did. How dare you? Um, Coming up December 15th, this is a private event for XWW. This will be at the XWW studio, and then the replay will stream online once it gets edited, because believe me, folks, you do not want to hear what all is going to be said on there. At any rate, guys, that's it. That's what I've got for what's coming up in the indies. It can be stupid, but still get over with the fans. Like Little Panda on the cosplay wrestling is hilarious. But yes, okay, that's, once again, Little Panda is a different gimmick, right? And the cosplay shows aren't constant or consistent. They are a random, fun, entertaining, once in a while thing. Little Panda is a gimmick that has gotten over and resonated with the fans of XWW. Could Little Panda show up at any other venue and do this? I have no idea how that would be received anywhere other than XWW at a bar show, because predominantly they run bar rooms. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how well that would get over anywhere else. That's what my point is. I feel like most places, if it's a family friendly show and it's a kid show, oh, the Panda's going to get over. I feel like if you were to go to your standard adult wrestling show, or even a wrestling show where it is there's no cursing allowed and stuff like that, perhaps probably get over. But take it to your average professional wrestling show, I have I have no idea how that would work. I just don't. And I love Lil Panda. I love the gimmick. I love the character. I love the person. It's great. I I have a blast with it. My kids love it. The kids that come with my kids love it. Everybody gets a kick out of it. It's excellent for what it is. Look at everything else that's encompassed in that show. There is a little bit of everything. That is a variety show. There's Baskin Robbins 31 flavors all over that show. It's wonderful. It's great. That's why it works, because it's everything there, not just that one thing. But anyways, folks, I hope you guys had a great night. Happy Halloween to you, and please remember, tomorrow is All Saints Day. That's right. Tonight was All Hallows Eve. Tomorrow is All Saints Day. So that's how we transition into the fall and winter in my book. If you didn't know, leave milk and cookies out. Actually, leave beer and cigarettes out for the McManus brothers. From the Boondock Saints. It's a gag. Boondock Saints, All Saints Day. It's actually the subtitle of their second movie. If you haven't seen it, tomorrow's a great day to watch the Boondock Saints and All Saints Day. If you've never seen the movies, I highly recommend it. Wonderful movies. It's actually where the nickname the Saint came from. That was part of it. That was part of the gimmick, especially in the beginning. It's a foul mouth movie, but there's a religious kick to it, kind of like me. What else is there? That's everything, guys. Really. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate all of you. Hit that like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. And if I don't see you before then, you know where I'll see you, because I'll see you at the Indies.